I know this topic is a bit late, but I really want to talk about why Jason being added to Multiverses and Jason content in general is a huge deal right now. Do you remember Friday the 13th, the game? Yeah, it was great. By far one of the most fun and entertaining horror games I've played. And yes, it was buggy and needed a fix here and there, but it was awesome. I remember getting it day one and having a blast running around with the proximity chat, just screaming my 11 or 12-year-old ears off. It was so much fun. The music, the atmosphere, the style, game design, all of it. It was surprisingly good for a Kickstarter game. Which a lot of people don't remember, it was a Kickstarter game. So, back to my original rant video, yet another game that wasn't immediately funded by multi-million-dollar companies that was surprisingly doing well. Speaking of those other horror games, let's talk about that for a second. Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the game? Yeah, sucked, okay? Let's be real here, kinda sucked. Then we had Killer Clowns from Outer Space, the game. Haven't heard shit about it. It came out like a couple weeks ago, maybe even not even a couple weeks, and I already don't hear anything about it anymore. It's kind of how it goes with these things, I guess. Before 2017, a game based around one already known killer wasn't really heard of. There was Dead by Daylight, but back then it had nowhere near the roster it does now. Friday the 13th, the game, was probably the reason all these other horror IPs are getting games. It helps they're being published by the same people, but shut up. Shut the fuck up. Now, why is Jason and Multiverses so important? Well, after the Friday the 13th, the game, and the entire franchise was completely shafted by the legal battle, it was basically like Jason was casted into a void, basically in legal limbo, while all these other franchises got movies, games, you name it. They were getting all the profits, if you want to put it that way. If you were a Friday the 13th fan in 2017, it was an amazing time. If you were a fan of Friday the 13th in 2018, it was a terrible, miserable time. We had just gotten confirmation that a huge update was coming that was going to feature Jason X, Grendel, all these amazing new things. There were tons of leaks. And then right when that announcement was made, the lawsuit happened, and we never got all that amazing stuff. Now with this, it was kind of like we didn't expect to see Jason anytime soon. That's what everyone was saying. You know, with this legal battle, with this lawsuit, you're not going to see Jason basically anywhere. And anywhere that's going to have him is probably going to get some sort of cease and desist or even lawsuit against them. So seeing Jason anywhere was not expected. And it didn't happen. From 2018 all through to 2023, nothing. 2024, nothing. And then Multiversus comes out with a trailer, and in the end of this trailer, they reveal the man himself, Jason Voorhees, is just here now. And on with that was the spawn of Jason Universe, which none of us saw coming. Teasing things like Jason in Fortnite, Jason in Call of Duty. They started following Friday the 13th, the game, on Twitter, which is a whole other thing that excites me, but we don't know about that. There's rumors of 2 new games. There's rumors of so many things, and it just popped out of nowhere. No one was really expecting it. And to me, that's why Jason and Multiverses is such a huge deal. Now, aside from the fact that Jason's hitbox is worse than a broken condom in a knife fight, he does give me hope for the fact that just more Friday the 13th stuff will be on the way. And in the meantime, they can maybe fix the guy to be actually somewhat more fun to play, unless the people you're playing are absolutely trash. But um, just seeing Jason being talked about, talking about Jason, and seeing him in more media and stuff just makes me really happy, because seeing things like Texas Chainsaw Massacre and Killer Clowns and all these things are just failing, and then also playing Dead by Daylight and seeing just the cries for Jason to finally get a chapter, it was really sad. But hey, figured Matthew Cote follows Jason Universe, maybe we'll get that, who knows. But just that alone, the fact that I'm able to say maybe we'll get this and not no, it's not gonna happen, it makes me feel pretty good. And I think Multiversus is definitely the catalyst for this, you know? Multiversus brought in Jason, and now we're ready to go. We're ready to see him start popping up more. I know the rights are very fucked right now, and they're not exactly easy, but it's not impossible anymore, and that's something. That's something we can work with. That's something we can hope for, and that's good enough for me right now, because I'm a big Jason fan. Big Jason fan. I always wanted to see him in Dead by Daylight. I love the game. I'm so disappointed with some of his shit in Multiverses. Holy hell, anyone who's played Multiverses as Jason knows those hitboxes are so fucked, but, you know, they'll fix that in time, I'm sure. But, yeah, that's my stance right now. I'm really happy to see Jason popping up more. And hearing kind of rumors and legends of the man showing up in more things is really nice, because it was just so shitty to see the game go from here's the newest big update, this game's huge, it's still doing well. Like, don't get me wrong, Friday the 13th the game was buggy and there was a lot of glitches and it was not perfect. It was not perfect. I'm not like, the lawsuit wasn't the only reason it had some issues, but I mean, come on, like, it was the one. But I think in time, in a lot of time and a lot of fucking praying, we can see Jason popping up more. He can start getting the credit and recognition that he used to. And we can kind of start getting excited about seeing Jason and Friday the 13th being mentioned and stuff, so whenever that stuff starts happening, I'm gonna be like a kid on Christmas, but we're gonna have to sit by the fire and just wait for old Saint Nicholas to drop down and give us a good old present of Voorhees. But until then, I'm gonna deal with getting shit on in Multiverses, I guess. I will say, going back and playing Friday the 13th the game, just to get footage for this video, it did kind of like, I don't know, excite that part of me that used to play it back when it was still alive and breathing. Kind of felt like I was going down memory lane a little bit. And it just kind of reminded me how fun the game used to be. It still is to a point. I mean, it's not how it was. So that's why I still have some hope that maybe these new Friday the 13th games could be really good, or maybe even the possibility that they're going to try and revive Friday the 13th the game, which I hope they do. I think they could. I really think they could, but regardless, thank you all so much for watching. This is just me kind of expressing my excitement for the fact that, you know, we're getting Jason back. We're getting Friday the 13th the game and all these things back, kinda. And it's just exciting to see. It's really exciting. I can't wait to make videos on Jason and more things. Fortnite, COD, his new games that might be coming out, Dead by Daylight, because I am so sure that's going to happen at some point. I'm just really excited. I'm really excited about all this stuff, and it's so much fun to talk about. So thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.